Hello kids, how are you all? As I am safe and sound here, I just hope the same for you. Alright, so kids, in our previous video of the same chapter, we discussed about rotation, that how Earth spins on its own axis, how it causes days and nights, and we actually talked about rotation as one of the movements of the Earth. Now, today we will discuss another movement of the Earth, and that is revolution. Okay, so kids, as we now know that the spinning of the Earth on its axis is called the rotation, and it causes days and nights mainly. Now, can you tell me what revolution is and what does it cause? Well, I think many of you are thinking right, and many are confused. Are you? Yeah? Okay, but no worries. We will clear all about this topic in our today's session. Children, as you all know, that we all experience different kinds of seasons, like summer, rainy, winter, and then autumn. These all seasons make our lives so colorful by helping us celebrate different festivals too. We celebrate different festivals in different seasons. But children, do you know, I wonder at times that how do we get different seasons? And how does the weather cycle change? And also, how come different parts of the earth experience different seasons at the same time? Children, I think you all must be having same questions some or the other time in your mind, right? So today we are going to clarify all these questions. So children, today in this module, you will learn about revolution of the earth, and you will also learn about the occurrence of different seasons are caused by what? So children, look at this carefully. Sid is going to call his friend Sophie, who is in South Africa in Chile.
Hi Alicia, how are you doing? I hope you're having fun on your holiday. Hello Sid, I'm fine. I'm having a lot of fun, but it's really cold here. Cold? How's that possible? It's so hot here in India.
Do you know why is it hot in India and cold in Chile at the same time? It is because India lies in the northern hemisphere and Chile in the southern hemisphere. The part lies above the equator is northern hemisphere and below to it is the southern hemisphere. We already know that the earth spins on its axis. This is known as the rotation of the earth. It takes 24 hours to complete one rotation of the earth. The earth moves in two ways along with the rotation. It also revolves around the sun. First, let's see what is meant by revolution. When the earth moves around the sun on an imaginary fixed path known as orbit, this is called as revolution. Kids, do you know that the shape of the orbit is not circular? It's elliptical or oval. The earth takes about 365 and 1/4 days to complete one revolution. As 1 year equals to 365 days, 1 day equals to 24 hours, so 1/4 day equals to 6 hours. This balance of 6 hours is added up to 4 years, which gives us an additional day, which is added in the month of February. So, in that year, there are 366 days, and so it is known as a leap year. It comes once in every 4 years. The year which is easily divisible by 4 is known as a leap year. So now kids, you can divide any year by 4 and find out about the leap year. Listen carefully. The revolution of the earth and the tilted axis of the earth are the two main reasons for the occurrence of different seasons. As the tilted earth moves around the sun, a part of the earth is closer to the sun, which clearly means that the other half is away from the sun. So, the picture clearly states that when the North Pole is tilted towards the sun, it experiences the summer, and when it is away from the sun, it experiences the winter. As in the months of June and December, respectively. Now, kids, look at the diagram given on page number 22 of your content book. Look at position number 2. At this position, the North Pole is tilted towards the sun, so it will get more sunlight, hence will experience summer, and reverse will happen with the southern hemisphere. Now, look at position number 3, where sunrays fall directly on the equator, given equal days and night throughout the world. Here, northern hemisphere will experience autumn. Now, in position number 4, here South Pole is tilted towards the sun. Hence, southern hemisphere will get more sunlight and will experience summer, and reverse will happen to the northern hemisphere. Now, look at position number 1, where again sunrays fall directly on the equator and give equal days and nights. Here, northern hemisphere will experience spring and southern hemisphere will experience autumn. As India lies in the northern hemisphere, there are summer from March to May and winter from December to February. Have you observed, children, that in winters days are shorter and nights are longer, and in summers, like nowadays, sun rises early and sets late, giving us longer days and shorter nights. This all happens due to the revolution. In summers, the days continue to be longer until 21st June in the northern hemisphere. So, 21st June is the longest day of the year in this hemisphere and known as the summer solstice. Solstice means that Earth is at the position where it is receiving the maximum heat of the sun. After that, the length of the day slowly starts decreasing until 22nd of December, which is marked as the shortest day in the northern hemisphere and known as winter solstice, which means the sunlight is least in that area. The length of the day slowly starts increasing after this. So children, this is all for today. And this is the picture which you all have to refer from your content book. Those who don't have can use this video. Till then, stay safe, stay at home, and this topic will be continued tomorrow. We are going to sum up the topic along with the copywork. Bye. Till then, enjoy yourself, stay safe, stay at home.